Okay, another lawsuit came out last week, and this particular victim uh, basically said that she was given something that made her not remember a lot of things, but that she was at a recording studio with Diddy and his bodyguard, and that they, against her will, had her participate in activities and videotaped it, and that they had sent it around to their group of friends and things like that, and it made its way back to her. What were your thoughts when you heard that?
Yeah. Gloria Allred is the one that got that particular victim. That's a powerful attorney out here on the West Coast, y'all. For those of y'all not really familiar with her on the East Coast, and she usually always get the females that stuff bad has happened to. She's a very advocate for women's rights. Okay, um, for her to take that particular case on, I think she took it because there's something was mentioned about where this young lady started claiming that they made porn videos or selling it on the internet as porn, or one of her friends saw it as porn. How they saw that, I don't know. I really believe, and that's why I have always been saying that I believe this has been going around since like 2022, when the tapes and people were starting to send tapes to people saying, "Hey, look, is this you? Was this you? Was some Puffy pissed off somebody and made him, this particular person, start giving all these people tapes." Now, my take is I can't wait. I'm gonna be honest, I can't wait to hear Gene Deal talk about this particular guy, because when they said 2001 Bodyguard, I was hoping it was Gene Deal ass. No, I'm just joking, y'all. But I was glad to hear it wasn't Gene Deal. But Gene has to know this guy, right? As Gene has always said, he was there until 2003. So that's why I always say Gene is going to be called in as a witness, because all of this stuff, we done heard him talk about the drinks and 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 the crazy shit that he did to Kadada by pissing in the bottle, right? For all of y'all say he wouldn't do that, he wouldn't do that. This nigga's at a fucking banquet and going to piss in a bottle or a glass to try to make her drink some piss just because she was cool with Tupac. So that pattern. So you got all of this shit that happened in 97, 98 or whatever. Then you got this bodyguard doing this to this young lady in 2001. Gene had to know this guy. And so that's going to be a pattern. And then all the way to, we know when the indictment started in 2008. Like I said, I'm not up here saying that anything going to happen to Gene, but I think that indictment is going to be updated if that tape turned out, and now that victim, and she got Gloria Allred in her ear, that's going to work with the government and supply her and get her whenever she need, and that tape comes out, like she said that she was handcuffed with some plastic bag, and she naming names of the bodyguard and Diddy, and man, if she has that tape like they claiming, that alone going to get people in trouble. I'm sure that particular bodyguard, John had asked me in a segment before, of somebody that's going to be going to jail, he's going to jail, especially if it's on tape with a victim like that. I'm giving her a little slack, y'all. I know I always talk about victims that things like this happen to, and then 21, 22 years later, they come up complaining about it. The reason why I'm giving her a slack, because as I understand it, and remember, and I'm sure y'all correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, is she just learned about this stuff. She always knew it happened, but she just got the evidence to prove it, that these things happened to her in like 2022. She says she's been going through all type of issues since it happened to her in 2001. For some reason, I want to give this young lady a pass. If she learned about this when she said she did. And that one's going to be a problem. That particular victim, and if there's a tape, it's going to be a problem for Puffy, mainly because Puffy, that gentleman that she's alleging, that also did those things, y'all say Reggie Wright Jr. snitch on Suge Knight, which there's no evidence of. Y'all about to get y'all first bodyguard that's going to snitch on Diddy. Trust me. Because I'm sure Diddy hasn't been taking care of him, and I'm sure he's just as angry of a black man as Kirk Barrows and Gene Deal. Because the only friend that Diddy appears to have from the early 2000s is fucking Stevie J. What you doing to Stevie J? What you doing to Stevie J? Peace. Oh yeah, and Snoop Dogg. Don't get that relationship at all.
Okay, let me ask you this. So we've talked a lot about Diddy and what he's facing and how how he's feeling, what his plan is in jail and all that stuff. If we can flip it, can you tell me, if you were in his position, what would you be focusing on right now? What would you be trying to instill in yourself to allow you to keep going on, to keep trying to stay positive, to keep trying to fight? If you were in his position, what would you be focusing and doing right now?
Well, first, I'll be on my knees praying to God to forgive me. And then, secondly, my family. I'll tell you, when I went through the situation that I did, the most people that I worried about was my wife, my kids, my parents, my sisters, and my nieces and nephews, and aunts and uncles that I embarrassed the hell out of. So people like that would be the ones that I would be concerned about after me and God had that great conversation. Okay, that's all the political correct things you're supposed to say, which is true, But I know we want to hear more things about what we'll be doing as far as trying to get right with the system, and I would be like trying to get this shit over with. Come on, y'all, government, all right. Let me keep my shit so my kids and my family can live okay. Let me pay a little bit of money to y'all, get my slap on my hand, and let me go and start trying to do this time. Because I done seen so many people get drained. The government, the United States government prosecution department, the U.S. Department of Justice, they have a 97% conviction rate, y'all. And most people plead out after they spend tons of money saying that they were innocent. So my advice to Mr. Combs would be, try to protect yourself as best you can. What I mean by that is, go ahead and give them a little bit of time, but try to keep your stuff, your shit that you worked hard for. That would be my advice. Try to go and get into that system and get protected. Get with those 4 or 5 dudes at whatever institution you're going to go to that's going to look out for you and make you good. Get that one female that's going to stick by you. If it ain't your mother, since he, seemed to have a special relationship with his mother, but she's not going to be here too long because she shouldn't be up in age. And trust me, this stress is killing her. The stress on your family kills you more than they're probably killing you. So try to get with that person that's going to have your back. You don't need to have a whole bunch. You just need 1 or 2 that's going to have your back, go through this shit with you. Get your bills and your financial situations right I would liquidate everything and just have it in an account and set up a nice, good trust where I'll know if something happened to me, if I don't make it through the system, that the people I love and care about are straight or satisfied. That would be my goal. But before
But can he liquidate? Because didn't they put like a lien or something to where he can't sell or something like that?
well, I'm sure that they did it. They haven't said that officially. They just said that they considering it a a criminal enterprise. But that's what you get all that shit worked out. That's what I'm saying. That's why one of the first things I said: get that time right and get it where you all that stuff is protected. That would be the things I'll be working on getting done. Before I take that plea agreement, I wouldn't be taking the plea agreement not knowing what they're gonna take from me. So I would get all of that in place. Those would be the things I'll be working on. I wouldn't be trying to worry about fighting this case to the point where I know it's going to drain me. I'm not going to put all of these attorneys, make them generation rich off of fighting this case for me. That's what I would be doing. I know and that's why I explained the conviction rate of 97%. I know he's going to do some time. It's just how much time you're going to do and what I'm going to be able to save. And those will be the things I'll be fighting for.